Then we're live. But John is frozen in time. That's a song, isn't it? Frozen in Time, or is that a movie? So while John is getting unstuck, welcome everybody. It's Rob here from NoBS Photo Success, our weekly photo buzz. And I'm not sure what happened to John, but I'm just going to go ahead and start talking anyways. If you have any comments, if you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, that's cool. John's left the building. I'm sure he'll be back, so it's probably a minor glitch. Okay. Next week we have Maria. Maria from... She used to be in Berg. She's one of my favorite photographers. He's back.
I don't know what happened there.
You were frozen in time. I was just commenting that, isn't that the name of a song or a movie?
Yeah, I was here. I heard you and saw you doing everything perfect, and I was moving on my side. I don't know how come you couldn't see me properly? That's weird.
Must have been all those drugs you were taking this morning.
What can
Go
you
do
say?
drugs. Go do drugs. You look like John. John saves so much money on shampoo. He gets to put gas in his car.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm enough making fun of your haircut.
I don't look at it as making fun. It's just it's showing everybody how good looking I really am.
I like the fact of going bald. I just got such a ginormous head and a weird shaped skull. You'd laugh. I really do. It's I'm a double XL hat, and I got this weird shaped head.
I just asked Colleen to turn the lights on above me here because there's a little light. Oh, there, gone. There was a little light right on my head right there from above. So I just turned that off.
I thought that was the angels looking over you, John. So you've been busy. We've been busy. Everything's busy. Oh, it's just time of year, eh? And
yeah.
Just like, I don't know if it was the same for you last year, but last year was busy. This year seems to be busier. I don't know what it is. It's all those lockdowns and COVID. People are like, we want pictures.
Yeah. No, it's been busy here. So
yeah.
Like even today, I've been doing nothing but passport photos this morning. Well, Colleen, the last, say, week has been working on editing our Christmas minis, getting all the orders done. We have one more family coming tomorrow, I believe, to look at theirs. Other than that, we've got everybody already done their viewings and bought. And
so before we get into the stuff I got to share, I want to ask you, John, I know you use a different lab than we do. Are your lab deadlines tightened up from previous years?
I don't think... Well, I haven't even got the thing yet. That's when the deadlines are, but I don't think it's tightened up any more than it was in any previous years. I think the problem with us right now, well, not really us, is our Technicare, who I use. They also have, I think, one of their stores or labs in BC. Now, I don't know if that's where they do any of their printing or if it's all done out of the Edmonton one. If it's Edmonton, we're fine. If it was from BC, that's where the sticking is with all the flooding going on and stuff.
As long as the planes can fly.
Yeah, but there's a lot, like I've been with my Santa pictures that we do. We get our cards and our little coloring books, and the cards we put our 4x6 prints in from a place in BC, and they've already told us that they're hoping to be able to ship it out by Friday. They finally got their stock in because of the flooding and that. And all of a sudden, he's not sure if it can even go out on Friday because they're talking about there's maybe another big flood coming this weekend, apparently.
Oh, enough already. It's the wrath of God.
Luckily, I still have some left over from last year that I can use, but yeah, BC's getting hit hard.
Well, my wife's been freaking out with our deadlines, which have been tighter than last year and tighter than the year before. And, you know, I kind of like wonder, is it real? Are they really restricted that much? Or are they just using it as an excuse? I don't know. I'm always a little suspicious because the lab's not far from where we are, and it's all shipped up by truck.
Yep.
Anyways, we're getting through it. And all the volume we're doing is my wife's super organized, and she manages everything. She has lists. Everything's listed. Oh, yeah. And stuff comes in. Boom, boom, boom. She's on it. Get the people in, pick it up. She's very organized that way. And I'm organized the same way, too. As soon as orders come in, I do them right away. I can't wait. So I want to get them retouched, ready to send to the lab ASAP. Yep. So, but anyways, on that note, we got Maria next week. Maria got married a few months ago. Yep. I'm excited to have her back. It's been a while. I've probably interviewed Maria
I know of at least 2 times you've done it.
Yeah, but I'm going to say 7 or 8 times total.
Wow.
Over the years, over the last 10 years. And I had her in about 2014 or 15. I had her at one of the Infernos.
Yes, I have it here. It's 14. I have the picture right here.
14. That's a 14-inch pizza. Oh, there it is.
This one here. Yeah, that was the one she was at.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. The one where you had Maggie there, too. And although she's not in the picture. I think she left before the picture was taken.
So Maria is a dynamo. You guys don't want to miss that. And if you're at any level in photography, running a photography business, her stuff, like there's a certain amount of people, and I've been this way since day one, since I was a kid, was I plug into what other photographers are doing, especially accomplished photographers, and I look at what they're doing, I say, okay, I like what that person's doing, and I want to mimic some of it. And, you know, whether it's copying, I say copying, I mean swiping. I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, everybody swipes. We swipe an idea, we make it our own. When it's either lighting, posing, products, or marketing, just look at what they're doing. Just copy it.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? So, but anyways, on that note, you got a couple things. We're going to probably just focus mostly on lighting as far as I'm concerned. I got a bunch of stuff I want to show you and show everybody else. Is that cool?
Go for it.
I am going to share my screen. Select window or screen, entire screen. Okay, can you see?
The wrong one. Oh, no, now we see it. Okay, yep, we see it now.
Yeah, I figured it out, by the way, John.
Yep.
You know, if I stay inside the browser, I get that repeated.
Yeah,
if I minimize the browser and I go to my... so I don't have to use Chrome after all. So you guys can see the...
Yeah, I can see your thumbnails in that, yep.
Okay. I meant to go right not far from where I live on one of the major arteries in my city. There's a billboard there. This is like premium priced billboard. It's beside all the box stores, like massive amounts of traffic. And it's often the same dealership. It's a Ford dealership. They always have a picture there. And I do all this dealership, I do all their headshots for their staff, because if you walk into their place, you'll see all my images there. Can you see the screen? It's full now?
Yep. Yeah, I see the camera, and I see some cars and your Godox there.
Yeah, so they have this is made with shotcrete. I don't know if you're familiar with shotcrete. It's a mining thing. It's like concrete. They mix it with water, and they can make these things. It's very, very strong.
Okay.
And it's probably how they make a lot of the displays at Disney and whatnot. But they have this display where they have the Ford Bronco, 2 Ford Broncos, and they have as one of their sort of mascots, I guess. Maybe mascot's the wrong word to use. 12 years ago, Tessa Bonham won the gold medal for the Olympics, and she's from the same area. This is a town just outside of my city where this dealership is. Very, very successful dealership, by the way. And they I don't know, what's the term? You know, they use her for their advertising, and she has a deal going on where she gets a car at a reduced price or free or whatever. Cool. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you win a gold medal, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
they sponsor her, I guess, or something, or she's.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, though. So
they had a billboard up for many, many years, and it was getting kind of old, so they wanted to update it. So they asked me if I would come and photograph this. So here we are. This was about 3 weeks ago, and we were lucky that it was a nice sunny day. It could have easily been snowing, for crying out loud. So I have the Sony A7R II with the 16-35 G Master lens right here with the Sony radio transmitter, which fires this. This Godox is the BM600.
Okay.
I mentioned this before. I'll just quickly mention it again. That thing is rugged as hell.
Oh, I know.
I can't believe. I brought it to Costa Rica. Every single shoot, man. I've probably used it hundreds of times. I've never dropped it, thank God. But This thing just keeps going and keeps working.
I got the 600 Pro, and the only difference is the part that goes into your stand is metal instead of plastic. That's basically the only difference. And I've dropped mine once. Well, I didn't. The wind took it.
You got to watch
kicking.
that.
Yeah, it's still kicking though.
Yeah, rugged as hell. And I know some people think that Godox is cheap Chinese stuff, but it's not. It's very, very well made and very well priced, and highly recommend it. I'm a big, big, big fan. I really like the fact that it's high-speed sync, and everything's controlled from this little radio transmitter. And I remember when I first got this unit, probably 4 or 5 years ago, whenever they came out with it, I didn't have to replace the batteries in this for at least 3 years. They just keeps on going. So that's the basic setup. I have my tripod here. That's my wife's arm. She's my voice-activated light stand. Here's the wide shot. Behind me, so it's early in the day, so over to the left is east, over to the right is the west, behind me is north. And I was kind of happy that we were positioned not facing into the sun. So as you can see, it's predominantly in shadow. So my goal was to use the Godox to overpower the ambient and get a good image. So the first thing I did was I made sure everything was working. I asked my wife to stand there. She's used to this. I'm always asking her to do stuff. So I did a general exposure. Okay, I don't use a light meter anymore. My battery died on it or something happened to it. This is like a while ago, and I said, whatever. I'll just wing it. So that's what I do, right? You probably do a lot of the same thing.
I use my light meter when I can, but yeah, a lot of times I do end up winging it.
You just kind of know. You look at it, you know, and the screen's pretty accurate. So anyways, I did I got my base exposure. This is my base exposure. I wanted the ambient to be about a stop darker. And as you can see, the ambient around here is roughly about a stop darker than it ought to be. So this is good. So I do one with the flash. My wife's, she's just talking away, and I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good, and I'm liking this setup. So then we had the general manager of whatever department he's in, and he came over. This is how they dress in our city. Everybody wears short capris with camo. Nice guy, this guy. I was talking to him, and he was actually retired. He was a big project manager for a big mining company, and they hired. He got bored after 2 years, so he ended up working for this company here. So I asked him if he had a ladder, and he kindly got me a ladder. So we're here nice and early, waiting for Tessa to show up. I never like showing up on time. I always like to be early because of the fact that I want to make sure that everything covered. I don't want to be last minute. I want, when Tessa shows up, I want to use up minimal of her time. Now, the first time I shot Tessa, I photographed her for a local. Hold on, John. I'm going to grab it. I have them right here.
No, I was. At first, when I saw you posting these, I was wondering what that little in front of the ladder, what that little light was down there, and then I realized when you spanned it, it's a spotlight that shines on the rock, I guess. At nighttime. So
Tessa, okay, I don't even think I have it here anymore. No, I don't. This is the magazine. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lifestyle magazine, and Tessa just won the gold, and they wanted to put her on the cover. And I've done this several times. I remember one time with the Sudbury Wolves, the new head coach, he was all stressed out. I remember talking to him on the phone. It was the same thing with Tessa. And I said, they don't want to come in for pictures. It's like they're super busy. Like, oh, we got to do this. And I can tell. So I preemptively managed that. And I say, look, your appointment's for 11 o'clock. I promise you'll be done no later than 11:15. As soon as they hear that, they're like, all right, that's cool. Now they know in their mind, they know how long it's going to take. It takes a lot of stress away. So when I photographed the head coach, I really, I had done him in the studio, and I really wanted to get him over to the arena and do that wide shot. I don't know if you've seen that one. I posted it recently.
Yeah, I think I did see it, yes, at the arena there, yes.
I wanted to get him there. So when he came to the studio, I did a bunch of shots, and I kind of got to know him a bit, and I said, are you going back to the arena by chance? He goes, yeah. I says, what do you think? Do you think we could do a really quick 2-minute shot? By that point in time, he was on my side, and he said yes, and that was the shot we ended up using. That was the shot that I wanted. So same thing with Tessa. When she came in originally, I knew, I had a sense that she was really stressed out. She had just come off winning that gold medal, and she had a big job down for a major TV station. And she still got the same job, by the way. Commentary, sports, hockey, mostly, blah, blah, blah. But so when she came in, I planned everything out, and bada boom, 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 in and out. Got a beautiful shot. I can't show it to you because I don't have it here. I don't know where it went. So anyways, so we're waiting for her, and when she shows up, same thing. I want to be smooth, quick, and fast and easy. So I got everything ready to go. Got my ladder in place because I decided to get a ladder going. And here's the angle I'm shooting from, right? So I'm shooting, this is eye level. This is shooting up from on high because I want the dealership to show in the background. Yeah. And I wish I could get rid of these cars, which I did eventually. I'll show you how. So here we are with the light, without the light. Okay, the ambience nice and dark. There's my wife again. So, and then I thought this area here needs some light. Okay, I had to retouch this out in the bottom. It's just sort of like something that leaches out through the shotcrete. So I put two AD 200s.
I was gonna say they look like 200s.
Yeah. So I'm controlling them from the same wireless transmitter, and there it is. So you can see the background.
Oh yeah, it just brings it right out.
Yeah. So I brought them just in case. I didn't think I was going to use them. Those AD 200s have the reflectors on them. By the way, you can buy extra gels and covers for them, which I bought on Amazon. Really, really well priced. I have all different colored gels that go in front of these too. I love these lights. And there's a side view. Okay, so there's the overall scene. Now I'm good to go. And shortly after this, Tessa showed up, and there she is. She was really chill this time. I mean, she's much more relaxed than the last time I shot her. And she hasn't aged at all. She's had a baby, and she's actually pregnant for her second child. See her tummy right there? Yep. Super nice. She's a very, very strong personality, you know. She's the, I don't know if she's the captain of the team, but she's a leader. She's an alpha female, let's say.
And I love how the 8200s are hitting that Ford right there. That looks really nice.
Where's that?
On the rock there, the Ford dealership's logo and everything.
Oh, here.
How the 8200s are hitting it. It's beautiful.
So that's the overall lighting. And this was the shot. Actually, they picked another shot, and I did it up, sent it to them, and then she said, you know what? That's not the one we want. This is the one we want. And can you get rid of this? All right. So I didn't want to get rid of that because I would mess that up. So I sent it to Ribuku. Yep. And here's what they did for like $3.
Perfect. Yeah, I use retouchup.com. Same thing, about $2.53.
Pretty much the same service, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Yeah. I use it for glare and glasses and things. That's usually what I don't mind paying $2.50 to get glare taken out of glasses when somebody's paying for a corporate shoot. It's worth it.
I know John Rochford, when we had him on about 6 weeks ago, he talked about how he outsources everything to a similar company, or perhaps one of those two. I don't remember. Yep. Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of the company, but it's a similar kind of thing.
Yeah. And at one time, we used to have a full-time employee who did all our workflow. Now you have, your wife does all your workflow, right?
Not all of it. I do a lot of it, but lately she's been here for the last couple of weeks doing it. So because I've been so backed up and behind with our Christmas minis that she comes in and does it when I need her, yeah.
Yeah, we were so busy at one time. We had a full-time employee. And at Christmas time, we'd hire a student, graphic design student, to help us out on top of a full-time employee. And that's where James started. She started with us doing our workflow. And about 6-7 years ago, we no longer we started to pull back on our marketing. So we wanted to get less busy so we could travel more. And that's exactly what we did. And I've been doing all the workflow other than stuff like this. And I keep thinking if we get super busy again, which I don't want, I like the flow we're doing. I like the amount of, you know, but if I ever need, I would definitely go to Retouch Up or Ribuku.
Well, I even told Colleen that we're when we get into doing some more like high-end stuff now, I'm going to get to the point where I might end up doing that because we're going to get so busy.
Right.
We'll just send it out to them to get the basic retouching and the basic I have one corporate shoot that I did, and it looks like she's going to get like another 28 shots. She wants 30 altogether. She's already got 2. She wants another 28 of them.
Nice.
So instead of me sitting here and doing them, I'll just send it to maybe Retouch Up and get them to do the basic workflow and skin smoothing and things like that. When it comes back, then I can add my little vignettes or whatever I want to make it mine and not have to spend so much time on it.
Yeah, and you don't want to get bogged down doing all the grunt work. So, but having said that, I like doing workflow. I listen to podcasts. I enjoy it. If I had to do it 40 hours a week plus do everything else I couldn't do it, then I would come up with that.
It depends on what you're doing too, because some of it's just monotonous stuff. But if I find that you have to do at least some, even if you send it out to be done, when it comes back, you still got to do some because you got to make it yours. You got to make it your look, I guess you can say. Your vision, because I have a certain style in my area. Everybody else is doing that new style that's out there over the last couple of years. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like it's all got this warm golden glow to it with these dark edges to it, and some of it is really nice, but it's not my style.
You're not crazy about that, are you?
No. So
yeah,
you got to make it you.
I noticed that too. I've been experimenting with that look that you just described, and I get it through the actions from Bella Kotek. I bought her actions a couple of years ago, and she's only got 6 actions, and they're like $80 or something like that. Well worth it. Highly recommend you all check it out. But if you notice the composition on this shot, I'm really kind of highlighting the name, the family name. There's Belanger on top to the right, and then just behind Tessa. When I'm shooting a business like this, there's always a lot of pride in ownership, so I try and bring that out and say, okay, we're going to really emphasize the name. But obviously it's part of the brand too. So
the angle you did I like, because not only do you get the big Ford sign on the far right there, that the road, but also if you look above the hood of that black vehicle, you can actually see the actual location's name right on the building.
Here?
Yeah. So it actually emphasizes their actual Ford dealership, their brand, which is nice.
So these are things that I think about and sort of put into consideration when doing shots like this. But I was pretty happy with this result. They were happy. And
was her toe in the picture originally? Because her toe was being cut off there.
This is exactly full frame.
Okay. She was okay with the toe being cut off?
Nobody said a word. And if they would have, I would have said, oh, you know what? It's not about her feet. It's about her face. Who wants the foot to show?
Exactly. Who cares?
You know what I mean? However, I got to make one sort of criticism as a overall marketing strategy, and that is the fact that they use this image as you see it full frame. They might have cropped it in a little narrower, and they did the logo. They put the logo on top of it in their design, and that was it. When I see that kind of stuff, I think to myself, okay, this is fine for you guys because you know who she is and why she's in the picture, but anybody driving down the road who doesn't know it, they should have put, you know, Tessa Bonhomme, world champion, gold medal winner, blah, 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 blah.
If I saw it there with no name, I would think she was just somebody who worked there, like the owner or a manager or a salesperson or something.
It's a mistake I see in business all the time. All right, so enough on that. So here's a kid I photographed 2 weeks ago, and her and her sister come in every year. Her mom is an engineer, her dad's a lawyer, and this boy, when he was born, we had started photographing the older sister. She was at 3 at the time. He was born, and the mom is like an avid fan, right? She comes in all the time, spends a fortune. This boy was born, and he had autism pretty bad, and so they moved to Toronto to be closest to the treatment, the best treatment. They wanted the best treatment for him.
Yeah.
And they spent a lot of money and she hasn't worked as an engineer because of this, but she's cares for her family more than anything, and that's what she wants. So it's kind of cool to see him come in. Now he's about 8 or 9, 8-ish. And last year and this year, marked improvement in his personality. Before he couldn't talk, he was non-responsive. Now he's totally responsive. However, he's got a disability that is going to be for life, we're told. So, so the mom wanted to do just school type pictures, and we gave her a special deal. We said, okay, well, if you want to just do one backdrop, couple shots, bring them in every year. We're fine with that. She's a loyal client. So anyways, that was the background behind this. So there's 2 things I want to talk about, and that is Ty. The mom called an hour after I sent her to gallery, about an hour after we did the shoot. I'm really quick with getting the galleries to them. And she's like, "Can we bring the boy back in? The tie's all crooked." And my wife was like, "Yeah, yeah." Well, and I just taken the whole setup down. I set up for another shoot. I said, "No, no, don't worry. I can fix it. I can fix it in Photoshop." Thinking to myself, I ain't fixing nothing. Don't tell Tina. But you notice the tie? It's crooked. So I said, "Oh, I just hope the hell Ribuku can do it." Ba-dam!
That's awesome. They know what they're doing.
$3, man. So this is straight off the camera. This is a little bit retouched. So, but anyways, I would have made a mess. There's no way.
No, I know. Me too. There's no way that would have been hard.
Yeah. Although I did a head swap yesterday, which I find relatively easy, and I did a video and I put it in the Facebook group. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I actually did one yesterday too because I had a family shoot. If you remember that video I posted behind the scenes in the group there, and I showed some pictures from that. Well, they one of the pictures they ordered, you didn't see it on the screen, but then when I got the print back, that's when I noticed it was actually camera shake in it. And I'm like, oh, I can't give her that. But the shot right after it on my proofs was almost identical, but it was completely sharp. So I actually took the face off of that one and moved it over. I actually used that one instead, but it was still kind of soft. And I had another one from that series that was a horizontal, and I took the face off that, put it on this one. It looks way better. It's being reprinted. So
was that a
mother
commercial
doesn't even know yet. No, it was just family portrait.
So I would have just taken that shot and not said a word. They probably wouldn't notice.
No, when they got an 8x10 and two 5x7s of it, and when it came back from the lab, I could see that it looks pretty bad. So I'm like, oh shoot. So I told Colleen, I said, I'm not giving this to them. I'm not even gonna tell them I have them yet. And so I just redid it, and we're resending it in today, and I'll have it back by next. So I sent her a message just saying, hey, just to let you know, I wanted to keep you updated. I got your stuff coming in next week sometime. I just had them. I kind of blamed the lab. I said I had them come back, and one of them wasn't right, so I've got them redoing another one. So you'll have it next week. She's like, okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
So how important is it to you to communicate this stuff to your clients?
Yeah, it's to me, customer service is big in my business, because if you treat them like crap, or you ignore, I hate when you call a company or a business to ask a question and they just avoid you, and they just get the machine and leave a message and they never get you back to you. To me, I want to nip it right in the bud right from the start, and if it's my fault, I'll apologize right away and say, no, let me fix that. And I appreciate that. I mean, why? Important. Exactly.
And you're preemptively, she's probably thinking, oh, when's my stuff going to come in? It's about time. But you're preemptively addressing that by contacting her.
Yeah, before she even asked me.
Exactly. So that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I was going to say, though, you said there was a second shot that was really sharp and you could barely tell the difference. I would have just done that image up, not done the head swap.
Well, I didn't even know it until, well, it wasn't really sharp. What it was is they had that one, and then the one beside was a sharper, but it wasn't still kind of soft. But the two shots before them was a horizontal, where this one was a full body, like from the thigh up, and the other was a horizontal, but her head was in the exact same position. So I took the head off of that, brought it over and put it on, and now you can't even tell the difference. You can't even tell I did it.
You're going to have to go back to school, John. Learn how to focus. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you something. Here's the setup, this canvas backdrop. I just whip it down. I wanted something very conventional looking. And that's her sister, his sister. And I wanted to show this because I wanted to show my lighting. I have the Octodome on the left, Kicker on the right. You can see it right here. But look at this. I put this big giant reflector fabric, which is part of one of those stretchy things that stretch out.
Yeah.
And I just put it on the ground. I've been doing that a lot lately. Family photos, any session like this, I just put it on the ground so that it kicks in a little bit of specular into the shot. See, this one here has the smaller reflector. You can see it in his eye. Okay. But when I'm doing full length, it's hard to get anything from the small reflector. So I just put the big reflector, which you see on the bottom here, and the 80-200 with a pink gel on it. And there's the final results right there of this shot here. You notice I straightened it up a bit. So, and there's the same idea. So if you zoom in on here, I'm not sure that we'll be able to see any of that reflector in their eyes.
Might be able to.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
No, not a lot.
But sometimes it will show up better than others. I just throw it there. This one here, maybe. So, yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit now. So anyways, those are that session, and that's how I use Ribuku. So this kid's in a private school, and these are her headshots, full-length shots, and
oh, hit the wrong one. There we go. Sorry.
Her brother's, her and her brother having a fun time there. So I want to talk about ice fairies now. We did Ice Fairy Day last week. We had a successful day. Not as popular as forest fairies, but we had a full Saturday of sessions. Here's the setup. 2 kicker lights.
What's it hanging from there? Is it hanging from the ceiling?
It's hanging from a, I have 3 anchors, aluminum, maybe not aluminum, maybe steel. It's probably not aluminum. It's steel hooks, circles.
Yep.
And they each have 4 screws, and I've anchored it into the ceiling with like 3-inch wood screws.
Okay, so it's not going anywhere.
That's not going. I'm paranoid of that thing falling.
I know. That's what I was wondering. Like, what's it got it on? It's not like a light backdrop stand going across, and he's just hanging it off it.
Oh yeah. So I got kids sitting. I've got adults sitting on there, and then when I anchored in place, I physically sit on there and boom, boom. I want to make sure it's solid.
Good for you.
So that's a cheapo from eBay plastic backdrop that I bought a couple of years ago, and it works. And it was like $80 for that backdrop. And the light on the left is the main light. You can see the octodome, the 6-foot octodome, and I got 2 kicker lights in behind there. I just turn these suckers up full, and I do a test, and okay, that looks good, and that's how I shoot it. And I put the small reflector right here to kick in a little extra light. I want lots of light flooding the scene. This is sort of different than the forest fairies.
Yep.
Okay, and there's the results. Now, this is a new shot. You noticed, John, when we were doing the forest fairies at your studio back in August. The year before, I don't think we used the little treasure chest shot.
No, we did it last year for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
Or this year, sorry. This year.
And I have a small Godox light, which, goes on my hot shoe. And I can put it on. Those Godox, I'm telling you, I love them.
Oh, I love them too.
The Godox light I have, I can put it on optical slave. I can use it as a master, as a slave for radio signals to the other lights if I want. Totally versatile. Pay $200 for it. It's small, light, lean, and mean, and it fits inside these little boxes here. And that's one of the poses I've been doing for fairies, where we have the child look at the top of the box because the light's a little bit bright, right? I'm trying to find that light. I think I have it here. Or do I? No. It's tucked away behind my screen here. But anyways, it's a small Godox. And there's some of the sails. This is the retouched shots from that setup from nice. Ice Fairy Day 2 weeks ago. Bum, bum, bum. So I'm trying to figure out, ice fairies are new-ish.
I think they'll take off, though. Once you do it, as long as you've been doing the other ones, it's going to take off. For sure.
Not as popular. People do like the forest fairies much more, but they do like these too. So
but this is one you can only do out of your studio because you can't take that set with you because you'll have nothing to hang that thing from.
That's true.
So you can only do it from your studio.
If I bring it to your studio, we're going to have to drill a hole in your ceiling or something.
I'll talk to the landlord.
Yeah.
Unlike you, I don't own my building.
The forest fairies, though, are my favorite. I mean, this was something we tried on a whim a couple of years ago. Who knows how long they're going to last.
I'm looking at doing something myself for the summer for kids, but I don't want to do fairies because that's what you and everybody else is doing. So I'm looking at something else. I've got a plan on how I want to do my next one. I just got to put it into action. So hopefully by the summer I'll be doing it.
Well, if you ever do fairies on your own, you've got the mirror.
Yep. I just need everything else. I got the lights and the mirror.
And, I'll help you set it up.
Yeah.
If that ever comes to that point, I would not in any way, shape, or form be offended and or reluctant to do that. So
I think right now the only reason I like you coming is because you and Tina are so good. And I get so many compliments from you guys about you guys when you're here.
Nice.
So I don't mind. One day, actually, I'll come down there and help you with some of your shoots or something like that. I'll come for a week or something.
Well, if and when the need be and arises, we will call on you. Okay, so that's ice fairies. I don't know if anybody has any questions about that, but
nothing so far. We have people coming on and off. So
I had a we had our forest fairies about 4 weeks ago. We had a huge event. We booked over 30 sessions for a day and a half. And on one of those, I recorded me shooting the one fairy, this girl in particular. And I did a video, and I edited the video with commentary and images to show, as I'm shooting the pictures, I'm showing the results and explaining the strategies. Because I've noticed that posing for a lot of people when it comes to fairies, a lot of stuff they get wrong. So I did this video on top of all the other videos I got to show posing, to show me in action. So I think it's important to continuously be mastering that, and the rapport and the whole experience. It's amazing. And so, but yeah, that's what this is right here. This is the video. I did the project. I shot 2 videos of that girl to show everybody, you know, exactly how I pose kids. It amazes me to this day how powerful and dynamic it is, and how much they enjoy it, and how much the parents enjoy it, and the parents want to spend money.
We like when they spend money.
Well, they're eagerly parting with their cash. They're eagerly booking up, and they're grateful. So, I mean, what the hell? How can you beat that, right?
Exactly.
Isn't that what it's all about?
It is these days, that's for sure.
So, do you want to... I didn't think I'd get back or done this that quick. So, do you want to show your thing that you were mentioning earlier?
Oh, yeah, I can actually. I'll have to go to Facebook for that, because what happened was... I'll just change the screens here. Where are we now? Yeah, because what it was is I have a client, and it's funny. It's a way that you can say that things go full circle, because the client is a commercial client. She's a real estate agent. And she, before she was a real estate agent, she was actually a hairdresser. And this studio that I'm in now was her studio, apparently, her hair salon.
Okay.
At one point. This is about 10, 15 years ago, something like that, or 12 years ago. And then she sold it to somebody else, and it went down the line to different people and that, and then it sat empty for a while. So back in 2018, when I took over this space, she came in here. She was one of my first clients in this space. And she's the one who actually built this whole back room for me, the lounge area, apparently, and put this as an addition. And so we were reminiscing, and we did her headshots for her. And then now, 3 years later, she needed new ones because her hair is different now, and she's got a team with her now.
Right.
And she had sent me ahead of time for the group shot. She goes, I want something, and she sent me some samples. I want a more of a gray background. I don't want white. The headshots, I don't care, but it's...
Sorry, John, what is her... She's a real estate agent now?
She's a real estate agent, and she has a team now. So it's her realty team. So it's her, another one who's going to be who's studying realty now, who's going to be one of her partners, and she's got a admin person, and another one I think who's a real estate agent.
Nice.
She's the broker, I guess, and salesperson. So she wanted a shot of all 4 of them.
Yeah, you notice real estate, they always want the white backdrop.
Most of the time they do.
It's pretty cliche almost in a sense.
But I've been doing like Peter Hurley does, where we have the one light on the background, making it white. But then I say, here, let me try something. I just turn that backlight off, and because they're about 12 feet away or 10 feet away from my background,
it goes gray.
It goes like a nice gray. And then I add a vignette later on. So she wanted a gray, and so I sent her some samples. So when they got here, I shoot tethered to my laptop all the time, because when I'm doing corporate stuff, that way they can see them nice and big right away. And they were in love with the shots we were doing, and
they like the gray.
It was the gray, and they also like the style. I ended up just doing... I don't have a kick backup of it, but it was basically one light in my... I had a 32-inch Octabox with a 35-inch, I think it is, with my my Einstein, which is a 640 watt, but the same power as your Godox 600. And I had it on a boom arm, so it was right in front of me, above high, coming in low. And that was the only light I had. I only used one light for this. None on the background, no kicker lights, no...
And you're going to show us.
And I'm going to show it to you right now, because they wanted that Vanity Fair kind of look.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can share it. I think I brought it up.
Who's the photographer that shoots for Vanity Fair?
It was Annie Leibovitz for a while. I don't know if she still is.
I'm not sure, but she's the name that comes to my mind. I love her style. Comes to my mind.
Oh, I love her style. There, I don't know if you can see it now.
Yeah.
This was an ad that they just used. I shot that for them last week sometime. I think it was last like Friday or something like that. And they needed that one right away. So it was more full body, but they wanted it cropped like that. So that's actually almost exactly how I gave it to them, as a panoramic like that.
I love it, man. This is beautiful. So you got that butterfly lighting going on, and there's just a white paper backdrop with no light on it in the
Not
background?
even paper. That's my cyc wall.
All right, which is white.
Which is white, and then I just didn't put a light on it. So they're about 10 feet away from that wall, so it went like a nice gray. And then afterwards, I had that nice little vignette on the edges there, just to make it look like I'm using a background light, which really I'm not. And then it's just one light high above coming in at them on that 35-inch octi, and I didn't have a bottom light or anything because I wanted to get that shadow underneath their chin, and it chisels out their chins a little bit more. And like you said, it's got more of that butterfly-ish light under the nose. Nice. And then they had me go in, and if you see my cursor, like the chin here, like she was a beautiful woman to begin with, but it did come out a little bit more. So she had me punching in a little bit.
Okay.
And same with her, just to extenuate the jaw a little bit. And this one, I didn't have to do anything. That's exactly the shape of her face it was. And with this one, I brought her cheeks in a little bit too. And then just some basic touch-ups, softening the skin a bit. I never get rid of wrinkles, and I tell them that. Like under the eyes or the bags, I tell them I soften them, but I don't get rid of them, only because there's one thing I hate when you see realty photos is they're so worked up that when you go and meet the person that you just called because you saw their business card or their billboard, and then you go meet them, they don't look anything like their picture. So to me, I always tell my clients, I'll make you look amazing, but I'll still make it look like you, because there's nothing worse than a customer coming to meet you and they're not thinking it's the same person they saw in the picture. Like, to me, you're lying to them right from the front. So what kind does that tell your client? If you're going to lie to them right from the start, what kind of a business are you going to be running for them?
In a sense, you're lying. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're not being authentic.
No, you're not being honest with them from the start. So what are you going to lie to them about in the future when you're working for them?
That's a good point.
So I always tell my clients that. It's like, you don't want to start on the wrong foot. You want to start with them right from the start. Boom, this is what I'm going to do for you. But like I said, to me, that's a form of, I look 20 years younger than I really am when you meet me in person. I'm lying to you about what I look like. So when I go to do the work for you, how do I know you're telling me the truth about the work you're doing for me?
That's a pretty bold conversation. A lot of people wouldn't be willing to have that conversation with clients. When you tell them that, they're probably respecting you and the message. I would imagine.
Well, I just want them to have the best business they can have, just like I want to have the best one I can have. And to me, that's just, I'm very ethical that way. And I'm very honest and upfront with them. But I do tell them, when it comes to freckles, moles, birthmarks, I don't touch them. I don't take them away unless you want me to take them away. Because again, that's who you are. If you have a big mole on your forehead, a big brown mole, and then they see your picture and then they meet you and you have this big mole, they're going to be like, whoa, something's not right in this picture. Or
doesn't look right.
Something doesn't look right.
What about glasses? You notice a lot of people want, like when you test to see if the glasses are reflective or problematic, they often say, or always say, "Oh, I can take my glasses off." And,
they will say that, and I'll say, "Well, how do they?" It's up to you. But I always tell them, "Do you normally wear them when you're talking to your clients and when you're around?" "Oh yeah, I wear them all the time." I'm like, "Well, then keep them on," because I said, "Don't worry. If we get glare in there, we'll get rid of it." And if it's just minor glare, I could do it myself, or Colleen can do it. But if it's major, like I said, I wish I had it here, but I don't. I'll have to show it on another episode where we had the director from the local hospital foundation here, and him and his 3 employees, and they came in to get their headshots and their group shots, and 3 of them wore glasses, and 2 of them always got glare in their glasses everywhere. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I sent it to retouchup.com. I think for the 6 pictures I sent them, it cost me like, what, $15, maybe $20.
Every penny.
Worth every penny. I got it back. There was no glare. You can never even tell there was glare in there to begin with. And
really? They're that good,
amazing. They were that good. I'll show you before and after next time I'm on here.
All right. So when I'm doing headshots, and I go through the same convo you just said, but I also add on top of that, I tell them, look, I said glasses have reflection. Yeah, it's natural. The only thing is you don't want it to go into the eyeball. So I want them to preemptively know there might be a little bit of reflection up in the corner in that, and because I don't want to take it out.
No, exactly.
But you take it out. However, maybe I should take it out. I try and avoid it while I'm shooting, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, so do I. I always do. Now, there's a trick that I tell them, and I don't know if you've ever used this trick, but if it's, I don't have my glasses on me here, but when you're wearing your glasses, if there's a little bit of glare, especially near the top of them, you just take from the behind the ear and you just pop them up off the back of the ear a little bit. So they're pointing, not that much, of course, but just subtly so that you can't, looking at the picture, you can't tell that they've lifted their glasses. But what it does, it just angles it down enough that the light doesn't show up in there. Sometimes that does work. So now if I was to show you this too, where is it here? Let's stop sharing. And I'll show you the difference too, because this was her 3 years ago. If you see there where my cursor is,
Yep.
that's her 3 years ago.
Nice.
With the short hair. That was one of the first clients I ever did the Peter Hurley lighting on.
Nice.
And that was her picture 3 years ago. She's been using it ever since, but she had to update it because if you notice, she's got long hair now.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that was in the middle of that other picture.
Yeah, she's, how long ago was this?
That one there was 3 years ago.
Okay, not that long ago.
And then this one here was just what I took last week, so you could see the difference in her.
She looks younger and healthier.
Yes, and this is her here.
Yeah. Cool.
Same girl.
Long hair.
Yeah. Now the headshots I did of them are more like that Peter Hurley style, where it's cropped right here, white backdrop, and I'll be having those posting probably in the next day or two once I give it to them. One thing I've been doing is I know a lot of people like to do what's called sneak peeks, of course.
Right.
I don't do a lot of sneak peeks because I want my clients to be the first person to be able to show those pictures to the world. So I always tell my corporate clients I won't share your images until I know you've used them. And now it depends on the client, of course.
Yeah.
But real estate agents, things like that, they get their headshots done. Let them be the ones to show off their headshot to everybody, and then I'll post. Oh, by the way, a couple weeks ago I had so and so in here.
Cool.
But I want them to have that first reveal, I guess you can say.
Cool.
Give them the pleasure.
That's cool. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I did a real estate agent last week. Maybe I could show her images only for the sole reason that this lady, I've known this lady since the 80s. She had a local frame shop franchise, and 10, 12 years ago, she closed her down. You know, frame shops are not what they used to be.
No.
And she went working, selling media for the local TV or radio station. And then 5 years ago, she went into real estate. And I know her good enough. I've done her family portrait. She's a super nice lady. And did her family portraits. And I remember when she got into real estate, I said, oh, man, that's a perfect fit for you. She's doing really, really well. And she went out on her own. She was working for a local Remax team, and she said, I'm going on my own. So she's wanted to get updated pictures, and she wanted to get away from the white. She wanted to get away from posed, and she wanted it to be very casual looking. So maybe I can show those just to show a bit of variety. And entire screen.
And while you're doing that, I'm also trying to see if I can find that one with the eye glare, because it might be in my Pixie set. I'm still looking to see if I can find it.
There's my black background. That's her. Can you see it?
Yep. I like it.
Full length shot. She's about 56 years old-ish. And there's a close-up Peter Hurley lighting. And there's a totally different backdrop. One of my chairs in my studio. That's what she wanted.
Go back to that close-up you did.
Here?
There we go. Yeah, I'm just looking at it there. Looks really nice. I love the backdrop, that like gradation. I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm having a real hard time getting this lighting going, and I figured it out after she came and left. I was really having a hard time getting the bottom light to fire, and then I realized, oh, it's kind of hidden from the rest of the light, and it's on optical slave. I was like, duh. So I need to put the Pocket Wizard on that light so it fires off the other two.
Okay.
I was wondering, why isn't it not working all the time? I'm a slow learner. So there she is. There's the before and after. You can see my Octodome on the left there.
Yeah.
She just wanted something different like that.
She poses nicely though. Like she looks like she just really gets into it.
Yeah. So those are the poses she picked from the whole shoot. The shoot took about 2 hours, and she was happy with them.
Good.
So yeah, we're doing lots of headshots this year, way more. It's almost weird. It's almost like as if, okay, since I joined the Peter Hurley group, started experimenting with that whole new look, trying to figure it out still and tweaking, and it's brought my posing to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And it's almost, for some reason, it's like the universe moved and said, okay, you're doing headshots. Boom. Here's some headshots for you. We've done so many since we went out of lockdown back in July, which is good. I like doing headshots. Definitely. You know, I don't know if you get this, John, but I'm sure you do. But people come in and I find they're really nervous and tense about having their pictures taken. And it's kind of silly. You know, a lot of them are sales reps or they're in the public eye. And you're like, come on, man. This is you. You got to put your face out there and be proud and happy of who you are and let people know. And one thing I did even back in the 90s, I had my letterhead, Westmount Photography, in the address. I had the PPOC logos in the corners. And I had my headshot. I had a nice headshot, very casual. And people would get that letterhead and they would be blown away. They were like, wow, who does that? Well, I do. And I just wanted people, like when I wrote people, especially a handwritten letter, I wanted them to see me as they're reading it. Like, this guy is pretty up front, so it's a powerful strategy, and why not use it all the time and on your business cards?
I agree with you totally.
So but people come in and they're like, oh, I hate having my picture taken. I'm like, come on, man, get over it. And but here's the thing though, I noticed this, and after we're done, they tell me over and over and over and over again that they really enjoyed it, which means I'm doing something right.
Exactly. That's the main thing. I always want them to, I always tell them when they leave, I'm like, hopefully that wasn't, that was pretty easy. It wasn't like pulling teeth or anything. And hopefully you guys had a good time in that. It wasn't too hard on you. And they're like, no, we had a great time. We'd come back again at any time. So
yeah, and we'll tell all our friends.
See, I don't know if you can see that shot there.
Yep.
That's the guy who's the director from the hospital fund. Now, it won't let me zoom in because it's in Pixie set, so it's not like I can zoom in. But I don't know if you can see, but right here, there's a big glare in his glasses right there.
Yep.
Where my cursor is. And then I don't know if it's showing, you know, I have to change screens now. That's the only thing. I didn't download them. I apologize.
That's good.
But if I go to the other screen, which I believe is this one here, I don't know if you can see, but it's completely gone.
Nice.
And that was through retouchup.com.
$3.
And that was a minor one. Like $2.50 American or something. Let's do that.
Nice.
$3. Now, if I go to, I'm going to get rid of that for a second. I don't know which screen I'm on here. Is this the proofs? Yeah, I'll show you what I meant on the proofs, though, because I'm just going to show you this. I'm just going to open this up. How do I do that again? View photos. There we go. We'll go to this one. And this is how I show all my clients. I always use Pixie Set. I like it. Okay. It's easy. It's fast. And my clients, it's easy for them to download too. So it's my download gallery also. So I like it. So if I go to their proof gallery here, which is, I believe, this one here. So when I send the proof gallery, this is what they see, my logo and everything. And then they scroll down, they see all their stuff. But like you can see, like especially like a lot of them had glasses, but in these group shots, I'm trying to find one that really had a bad glare in some of these glasses. Some of them were really bad, and they happen to be the ones, of course, that they chose. And the hardest one was the one on the left. Like I'll show you this one here. I don't know if you can see it, but she's got a big one right there.
Big blob.
And there was, you can't see here because my proof there, but there was a little there. This girl on some of them had, you can see there that's like purple in her eye. That's not her eyeshadow or anything. That's purple from her glasses.
Those non-glare glasses.
Yeah, and it's purple, so it's hard to take that out. He even had one down here too. And it's hard to take that purple out because you have to, it's not just cloning the skin color, but you got to try and make it look realistic. So I sent that to retouchup.com and they, boom, 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 boom. If I showed you their actual gallery. FH, and what their final order looked like. Share, Chrome, and
Share like.
I believe it is that one there. And this is their final order here. So if I go to them, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one that didn't have glasses.
Mm-hmm.
This is using that Peter Hurley style.
No.
No purple in her glasses at all there. All done by retouch up.
Nice.
Same with hers. She had lots of glare. She actually had it coming over her eyeball.
Oh, geez, they
And
fixed
that
it.
was hard. And they totally fixed it. This one, no glare in any glasses. No purple in her glasses. And some of these, it was hard to just get the glare out. But if you notice, none of these have glare in any glasses.
It's pretty good.
And I had to send about 6 or 7 of them to retouch up. But
Yeah.
they took it all out. So,
there you go. Excuse me, I got to put my seat up here. I'm sinking. The pneumatic in my stool.
Yeah, this one's pneumatic,
leaking.
but actually Colleen's been laughing at me. She hates our chair we just got for a couple months back for the office because she has a habit of putting her legs underneath the chair.
Uh-huh.
And she keeps hitting that pneumatic dial thing in there. And so he's sitting there all of a sudden, she goes down like...
She'll get used to it.
She's done it like 2 or 3 times in the last 2 days.
That's funny.
Yeah. So,
all right. Shall we go then? We're good?
Yep. And Maria next week, I'll confirm with her again. But as far as I know, she's still good to go. And we got Maria coming to talk about her famous Christmas pictures that she does.
Looking forward to it. And you don't want to miss that one. And I've got lots of replays available of Maria. I mean, if I were wanting to learn selling...
Well, I'm hoping she's going to talk a lot about her marketing and her sales when it comes to that Christmas minis because she does amazing. It's similar to what was his name we had on here a few weeks back with his Christmas pictures that she mimics kind of.
That's that's where I think she was inspired from.
I think so. I forget his name offhand now. We've had so many people on here trying to keep them in track.
Larry
Herzberger, yeah. So she does that style, but then I'd love to know how she markets it, how she does her sales.
Larry Cheeseburger.
But Maria's such a good speaker too, and she's so easy just to just get enthralled with what she's saying. So
looking forward to it. So onwards. Okay,
exactly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We'll be in touch.
Definitely.
Anyone else who's watching this, appreciate you being there. If you have any questions, watching the replay, right in the
and make sure when you write the comments in there on the replay, just put #replay so you know you watch the replay.
Yeah.
So.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you all next week.